All right, Sepulcre is a French death metal band, an old school death metal band out of Brittany, and so th- basically the main guy behind it had a band, Demonic Oath, but he met up with a former key member of Skeletal, uh, who they joined forces and basically started a new band with some of those ideas, and that became a really great death metal demo, which had sort of a shade of like autopsy to it, but also some Finnish death metal influences and sort of a thrashing, riffing, sort of atypical side to classic traditional death metal. Um, in the years since, they've I think some of them have put out records with Benefiction that you'll recognize. They recently put out an EP as Scum Slot, which is I think more of a punkish death metal kind of thing. And now they're ready with the next Sepulchre record, and this is an EP. Again, it's a fairly substantial EP, which I guess it definitely signals a shift in some of their intent. The first demo played with some more atmospheric ideas, a little hint of Death Doom. This is almost very much a Death Doom EP as we consider the full length of it. And uh, you'll you'll find I couldn't quite nail down what I would want to compare it to. There's like a little bit of that Finnish death metal in there. There's a little like you would find it like Mortiferum. Um, there's some of the heavily atmospheric but not incantation core side of like Grave Miasma in their sound, and all of that still reads influenced by old school death metal, and it is all driven by riffs. It's all very good, but it doesn't read as sort of the pandering to old school side of things. So if you like death doom metal, I think there's a lot of great pieces on here. All four of them hit for me. Um, I sort of understand where the band is coming from because I premiered and interviewed them, so I kind of get that they're just a they're intending to make very straightforward, like their approach is very straightforward towards making old school classic death metal up to the high standard of the actual 90s. And this record pulls into death doom metal in like a really admirable way. And the production is actually really good. It's funny that the demo sounded great, but now obviously this has been done a little bit more professionally and it sounds even better. So that counts for something in terms of just being able to sit down and listen to this, several years from now. Um, and Yeah, I think this is just a fine piece of work in general. I really appreciate the consistency in the art style, and it's a death metal album about death and darkness and necromancy, and it's classic in that sense, and I think that'll appeal to a lot of people. It definitely pings the right part of my brain, and I enjoyed it. So, pretty high recommendation for me, and check it out if that sounds like it's your kind of thing.